What's going on, guys, and welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Where we last left off, we finished up Neverland, and we're about to go into one of the final fights of the game. Not going to spoil who it is, but I am going to show you guys ahead of time what I have equipped here. I've also done a little bit of off-screen leveling. As you can see, I'm now at level 36. And I've also equipped a couple of mine squares, and this will help us because the enemy is going to rush us and try to get right up in our face, and we don't want that. Also, I have Zantetsuken, just so I can hit him at a distance. And sometimes I may be able to pop off an Ars Solemn, which is a pretty strong combination attack. And I've also got Curaga to heal myself, as well as some Ethers, and with the Ethers, whatever you call them. And those will allow us to abuse the shot lock. So anyway, let's get started, shall we?
Master Xehanort, you wish to see me?
There is no time to lose. I have terrible news. Ventus has stumbled upon the secrets of his origins.
Ven? I just saw him. He passed right in front of me. What happened?
Ventus is on his way home. If you could have seen the fury in his eyes, I'm certain he's capable of anything. I fear the boy may attempt to force the truth out of Eraqus. Master Terra, you must hurry back and see to your friend's safety.
Of course.
Okay. Unlock the Dark Impulse command style. Now, while I'm thinking about it, I want to go in here to my menu, and we're going to equip a new Keyblade because I haven't done that yet. And we'll go with the Ends of the Earth Keyblade. I don't know why it gives me so many Keyblades in such a short period of time, because the End of the Earth one just kind of blows the other ones out of the water. They did that in the other games, too. Gave me a lot of useless Keyblades. Alright, so we're going back to the Land of Departure. Here we go.
But you must exist no more!
Ben!
What?
Master! Have you gone mad?
Terra! I command you, step aside.
No!
You will not heed your master?
I won't!
Why do all my attempts to reach you fail? If you don't have it in your heart to obey, then you will have to share Ventus's fate.
Enough, Terra! He's right!
Quiet!
Terra!
Oh, geez. Not the flashy, blinky light attack.
You may be my master, but I will not let you hurt my friend!
Has the darkness taken you, Terra?
Wait, Terra!
Oh, more on that story later. Alright, so we're gonna have to beat down Master Eraqus. I realized I didn't set my hot cue quite right. Should have set that to one of my spells, but I didn't, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it.
Let's go.
That was probably the wrong thing to do at this time.
Heal.
Oh god, get out of there. Bail, bail, bail. Didn't really need that either.
Let's go.
A good way to win this fight is to abuse these shot locks. Sometimes he'll block them though, like right now. Haha. Come here. Gives me a little bit of time to get off a combo when I lay down some of these mines.
You're done.
And if I can pop off one of those, I can do a whole lot of damage.
Heal.
Oh god. He is unleashing a fury upon me.
You're done.
There we go. Some good old damage in there. When he does these kinds of attacks, it's also a good time to use your shot locks. Whoa!
Want some?
Oh jeez.
Let's go.
Nice Ars Solomon there.
Heal.
Whoa!
Let's go.
At least got him off my back for a second.
Take that.
There we go. Not too shabby. I may have leveled up just a little bit too much.
What have I done? Master, I just wanted to keep Ven safe.
No, you were right. I failed you, Terra. Perhaps I've no one to blame but myself for the darkness inside you. And now I've done worse. Raised my Keyblade against you and Ventus. My own heart is darkness.
Master Eraqus.
What a sight. Why do you trouble yourself with remorse, Master Terra? The man was bent on doing harm to your friend, his own pupil.
Master Xehanort, why?
You know, at times I find your progress quite striking. But you still fall short. Let all that anger out, my boy. Give your heart over to darkness.
What do you mean?
Still so blind. Then I will make you see. Come to the place where all Keyblade wielders leave their mark on fate. The Keyblade Graveyard. There you will watch your dear Ventus and Aqua meet their ends. And the last light within you will die. You won't need a home anymore where you're going.
What? Xehanort!
All right, got the Chaos Ripper, a Keyblade with long reach that does little for your magic, but provides an outstanding boost in strength. And Xehanort's Report 8, which I haven't really been collecting much of. All right, guys, shit just got real. So in the next episode, we're going to be continuing on and going into the final area of the game and the final battles of the game, at least for Terra. And also the Mirage Arena, I'm going to hold off until I do Aqua's campaign, because Aqua is going to be my last character that I play as, because you actually use her during the final chapter of the game, which you unlock after beating all 3 campaigns. So yeah, I'm going to save the Mirage Arena for that, because it does have some interesting, unique boss fights that we get to go up against in there. I'm not going to be unlocking the secret video because I didn't play it on Proud Mode, and it's incredibly tedious to gather all of the items for that. So there won't be any secret video in this particular playthrough, but you're not really missing all that much. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.